Let's talk about goal setting. Now we need to be realistic. We're not going to be able to grow everything we eat in our backyard. If we could have a steer in the backyard, the city, permitted that, you'd probably run out of grass real quick, right? Then you'd be importing all stuff. So let's get realistic. There's certain things we can and cannot grow because of space requirements primarily. You look at this picture. Can we grow wheat in the backyard? Sure we can, but enough to really make a difference? So let's be realistic about what we can grow in terms of space. And our goals are going to be different. If we want to grow all oranges and lemons, fine. But if we're trying to be food secure, and we're trying to grow as much possible on a square foot basis, on a timely basis, then we need to make some good decisions, okay? There's certain things that we ought to concentrate on. Other things are more for fun. Okay, resource requirements, time. We're all busy. Many of us, the older we get home and we're exhausted. And if we have too big of a garden, too big of a resource that we're trying to manage, we could get discouraged. And then when it gets 100 degrees, in August, this was a great idea, but maybe it was wishful thinking, right? So we need to be realistic in terms of the time we have and our health, okay? Now, money, there's some things you can do cheaper than others. You can be Cadillac, you can have a Cadillac greenhouse, and you can have something you threw together yourself that works. But then you got to ask yourself, is it safe and does it meet code? So there's all these things you have to take into consideration. Most of us are interested in being, along with being food secure, securing some of our food, we'd like to do it in a responsible, economical way. If we spend so much money that we could never, ever pay for it in terms of what it would represent if we went to the grocery store, then, we're kidding ourselves. If that's what we want to do, if that's our goal, some people go to the casino, right? Some people buy a big bass boat. And some people have these massive things in their backyard that would never pay, but they do it because it's a goal. And I'm just saying we need to just understand what your goals are. And then labor. If you're tired, who's going to help you? Because usually if you're tired, somebody else is tired too. And guys, just don't expect your wife to do it all either, right? Ladies, same thing really, you do it together. That's the ideal way. It builds community. Did I say something about that? Community? Okay. So just things to think about. To be food secure, you ought to be able and be willing and see the advantage of growing what is in season and then processing that, whether it be freezing, whether it be canning, whatever. This is the idea to maximize your effort, to leverage your the abilities and the resources that you have. And then income potential. I know a lot of people who attend the farmers markets started out as backyard gardeners. They loved it. They got really good at doing something and they thought, somebody's asking for this stuff. Why not just sell it? Well, they give away a little bit, take it to church, whatever, but why not sell it? Matter of fact, if you're wanting to put that fancy hoop house up or that fancy greenhouse, maybe you have to compromise a little bit, right? Sell some of start small, sell some of the spinach or the carrots or whatever, make a little money, and then go ahead and buy you that. Most bankers aren't going to loan you money for this kind of thing. Am I right? It's a little risky. It's just not their thing. So unless you've got a rich relative, you might consider doing something like this to help subsidize this thing and get it up and running to the extent that you want. And then on pest control, if you are opposed to using any pesticides at all, good luck. In this country, it's difficult to grow things totally naturally, totally organic. Most organic folks use sprays of some type. Now, they might be soft or more natural type of materials, but they spray. And sometimes the home concoctions don't work as well as you'd like, so you have to go and buy something, ortho product or a high yield product. Use according to the label, do it, And don't beat yourself up over it. It's okay to use if you use it according to the label. Just don't abuse it. That's the problem we've had. A lot of these instances, we abuse it. And then wash your stuff. Wash your produce. It's just common sense. I call this real world gardening, or real world backyard gardening, okay? Nobody likes to spend money on chemicals. Do what you can naturally. If you have to, pull out those big guns, get rid of the problem, manage it, and get on with life.